Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Hope you have a wonderful day. It is still raining here. Oh man, in today's video I'm going to talk about burning desire. So for me, the burning desire is sort of like one of the most important thing there is when it comes to whatever your goal or dream that you want to do. So when I was young, I had the burning desire of stop working as soon as possible, having multiple stream of income, creating passive income, creating a passive gain property, creating multiple stream of income. That was my burning desire when I was at a young age of roughly about 18 or something. And that's sort of my mission statement for a long time. Now, if you guys are in a situation where you got sick and tired of doing whatever it is that you're doing and you want to do something else, there is bound to be a cost involved. So my cost is actually, working really long hours, but not achieving anyway. So the only problem with a job, what I realize is this: you get paid to do a certain task. So if you don't work, you don't get paid. If you don't perform, you don't get paid. So that's, I guess, the problem with the working environment. So it's whatever input you go in there, you get paid. But if you don't put any input, you don't get paid. Now, with the property that I deal with, it goes the other way around. I do one type of transaction and I receive the residual income from it for a long period of time. So for example, I was able to create, based on my formula, a contract somewhat that can provide me a regular income for the next 30 years or so, which is a typical mortgage these days. So that's what I did with my property. Now previously, there are different methods when it comes to investing in property. I found this way it's a lot more, I guess, easier. Now it might not be easier for some, but creating a positively geared property from a negatively geared property, you have to have a different mindset in a sense. So the burning desire of how can I get rid of this pain and gain this pleasure, that was my thought process in order for me to achieve that. Where in a sense, I look at it as well, if you don't work towards it, there's always all of this outcome that you never want to see. For example, at one stage, I was mortgage stressed in a sense. I had a lot of property. It was nearly about $1 million in debt, but at the same time, I cannot foresee what I have to do aside from throwing in the towel, sell the property and cut my losses. I did not want to do that. When I buy a property, in a sense, previously anyway, I was in it to win. There's a lot of theory involving how can you create a positive geared property or how can you create a positive cash flow property. Theory based, it looks good until you try to replicate that in reality. Sometimes in pure luck you could get, you strike a gold and you're able to create that positively geared the transaction somehow. There's a lot of different ways you can do things in order for you to achieve that. But it's only up to you. If it's important enough for you, you will do whatever it takes in order for you to achieve that. Let me say it again. If it's important enough for you, you will do whatever it takes in order for you to achieve that. My dream, I did not want to become a property investor where it's the property is actually costing me money forever. For the lifetime of the loan. In a general speaking, on an average anyway, within about first 5 years of owning a property, if you do a traditional way of just buying it and hold it and renting it out, it would take you roughly about 5 years before even the property becoming break even. As in, due to, I guess, the demographic of the area, the price is bound to be increased. The price of the property might increase, and because of that the rental market might be increased. But sometimes at a certain area, what if the property rental price is just stagnated? It doesn't go up what you're expecting to do. What if it's the other way around? What do you do when it goes down? Like, you know, your property at the moment renting at about 300 and then tomorrow become 250. What's your exit strategy? I had to learn that the hard way. You know, it took me 3 years or so, 3 or 4 years of holding a property. I did exactly that. My experience was property rented for this amount of price, and then they moved. The tenant moved out. I was expecting it to go higher, but it turned out to be lower, and then lower, and then now with the pandemic as well, I'm sure there are bound to be property owners out there that is, in a sense, feeling the pinch. You know, some people have to work a second job, third job, just to pay off that mortgage, just to break even to pay off the mortgage repayment, in a sense. That shouldn't be a property investing. You know, it took a while for to convince my wife to figure out, hey, we should change this or do whatever it takes in order, instead of being mutually agreed, or, you know, when your rental coming in enough just to pay off all of the expenditure, including the mortgage repayment, and change that into a positive yield. Whereas the property, when you actually creating and generating an income, let's say. Now for some, it might be a bit hard having that concept because you've been conditioned in a certain way. I mean, my wife got conditioned for about 7 years or something, where her property was neutral or not negatively geared by a certain small amount of fund. Negatively geared is negatively geared. You know, at the end of the day, if the property costing you money every week, that's not a good plan, in a sense, because it keeps on costing you, let's say, $50 per week. How many property can you hold if you are minus a negative of 50, negative 100, negative 200, negative 300? Would you rather be in the other way around, where the property is actually creating you an income of X amount of dollars per week, and over time, when you pay off the loan on your mortgage, your income, your proportional of your income gets bigger and bigger? That's the plan that I go through. It might be a little bit different than most people. I mean, I've seen an advertising out there where, you know, you can acquire 20 properties within about 12 months to 2 years. Yeah, but at what cost? How much is your leveraging? How much leveraging are you going to have with that property? For me, I try to not leverage debt. I try not to have any debt. The less debt I have, the better it is for me, for my mental well-being. The more cash flow that I will have, the bigger proportion of my wealth. I don't need much. We don't need much, in a sense, in order for us to sustain positively geared property. You know, most people say, oh, I've got this amount of total amount of 10 properties. Right, with that 10 properties, how much does it cost you every week? You know, I have half of the amount. However, that let's say if I have 5 properties, however, it's generating me $1,000 income every week. I would rather have that instead of the other way around, whereas you gain 10 property, however, it's costing you $500 a week. Just because you have the volume, as in the total number of properties, you gotta look at it, how much is they physically owning it? How much does the bank own it? Do they have the lifestyle that you want? You know, I've seen people that have 10 properties or higher, but then I look at the lifestyle that they're having. They're working so hard just to pay off the mortgage. So I figured, I would rather be the other way around. I have less amount of property, however, I've got the cash flow. The fact that I have enough cash flow so that way my wife can stay at home and I don't have to work full time. That would be my dream. Actually, that's my lifestyle at the moment. You know, I choose to go to work because, well, I got nothing else better to do. I have the option to work if I want to or not. But at the same time, it all depending on your burning desire. If it's big enough for you, if it's hurting enough for you, you will do whatever it takes in order for you to change that into positive again. If you need help doing that, on the other hand, by all means, send me an email. I'll show you my strategy that I use. It is up to you if you're going to use it or not. And if you want to join venture with me, yeah, why not? And I only deal with property transaction if I can see that there is actually a possibility of earning an income from it. If I don't see this as being a win-win situation, I don't do it the deal. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, comment, guys. Hopefully this information helped you guys in order for you to achieve your dream when it comes to property investing. Talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.